Com's Brittany Ghiroli, who covers the Orioles on a regular basis, was doing a live report for the MLB Network in front of the Orioles dugout when Adam Jones was thinking about pieing Brittany, but Adam Jones had some second thoughts. And joining us now live is Brittany Ghiroli, who comes here to our studio at the ballpark. Did you know what was going on?
A little bit, Tom. You know, I kind of made him feel bad. I told him, I said, listen, I have the Masson pregame show. You can't pie me. I can't not look nice on the Masson pregame show. I also told him that I borrowed this dress. I was throwing out all sorts of excuses. I think Adam is a little pie happy right now. You know, he pied the Buck Gnome. He pied Travis Snyder last night. I think he's just overly excited about this team being in first place.
Let's talk a little bit about the Orioles roster. It seems like it changes daily, but not today.
Yes, not today. But the Orioles are gunning for the most moves in the major leagues. Right now, they trail only Tampa. They have 79 roster transactions. They're going to have to add Jonathan Schoop and Kevin Gausman this week. Jonathan Schoop, even if they send him to AAA Norfolk on rehab, have to activate him by the 3rd, which is Friday. Kevin Gausman slotted to take that spot that opened up with the doubleheader. He will start Thursday's game. How do they make room for those guys? I have no idea, Tom. I mean, they just have so many different guys who are out of options, so many different ways they can go, and we've seen that they're not afraid to option guys to Class A like they did with Wei-Yin Chen. They are master manipulators at that roster. I would expect them to do something unexpected yet again. It's going to be an interesting end of the week for the Orioles roster, that's for sure.
It's an ongoing process, to say the least. How about Matt Wieters? He's been back for a while. What's he meant to the club?
He's been huge. I mean, it's no coincidence that Matt Wieters comes back and this team reels off 18 wins out of the next 23 games. I mean, defensively, offensively, just such a presence, I think, in that clubhouse. And this is not taking anything away from Caleb Joseph and what he was able to do filling in. But Matt Wieters is a guy who, starter Chris Tillman told me, he doesn't even remember shaking him off ever. I mean, he just has that kind of presence and that kind of wherewithal in terms of what's going on with the game. He's been hitting well, and the Orioles really have been able to do this without Adam Jones at all. Manny Machado's played a big part of that, but Matt Wieters just having that switch hitter in the lineup, knowing you can rely on him, I just think it's been absolutely crucial for the Orioles, and it's going to continue to be really big for them down the stretch.
And J.J. Hardy's also helped out a big time this year, too.
He's another guy you don't miss until he's gone, Tom. I mean, just the captain of the infield, a guy who's always been a steadying presence, never looks overly flashy, but makes some really difficult plays look really easy. And you just can't say enough about the job he's been able to do, mentoring guys like Jonathan Schoop, Manny Machado. I mean, J.J. Hardy is doing everything possible to make sure that he's physically able to stay on that field. I mean, he was sleeping in hotel rooms on the floor because with his back, he can't sleep on certain mattresses. So they are taking every precaution. JJ looks healthy. He likes where he's at right now. I think he's just been a really, really big piece for the Orioles.
And the Orioles, of course, have gotten a lot better with J.J. Hardy and Matt Wieters returning to the lineup. As for some Oriole minor league pitchers, I'm talking about Matt Hobgood, Dylan Bundy, and Hunter Harvey. They're all nursing injuries or not really participating much at all this year. Despite that, it seems like the Orioles have a lot of pitching depth.
Yeah, you know, it's been good to see. It's kind of good news and bad news. Dylan Bundy might not pitch again for the rest of the season. We were told today, Hobgood done season-ending right shoulder surgery. So there's been a lot of issues with some of their top guys. And it's been good to see guys like Tyler Wilson, who really weren't on anyone's radar up until about the last year, kind of step forward. Mike Wright. Gausman, of course, we all know about, is kind of the next guy up all the time. But Wilson and Wright have really shown that they are legitimate options. Oliver Drake has come up and done well. Michael Givens, in a short sample size, has impressed. So they still have that pitching depth despite some of these blows to some of their top guys. And I think it's important to remember that when you look at the draft, it's just so tough. It's such a gamble, really, when you're looking at these young high school pitchers to see if they're going to be able to develop. And really, the Orioles have been able to take some of these guys in these lesser rounds. Givens is a guy they converted from shortstop, and they've made themselves a team that is strong, not just on this 25-man roster, but on this 40-man roster, Tom. They are a deep team.
And as always, great information from Brittany Ghiroli. Check it out on MLB.com. We always love to have her by here telling us the latest on the Orioles. As for tonight's